The Fully Geeked.
Yes. Greetings. What's happening, people? This is episode 129 of the Fully Geeked Pod. Today I've got Merv and I've got Rich. What's going on, boys?
Yeah.
What's
man.
up?
All good,
What's
man.
up?
All
What's
good.
up? What's up?
All good.
The famous one is here.
Oh, thank you for introducing me like that.
Yeah.
It's very nice.
Oh, kata.
Hey, what's going on? How's everyone's week been?
Yeah, not bad, man.
All good, bro.
Yeah, everyone survived Storm Eunice.
Boy,
Oh,
we survived. We're here. We're here.
well, I just saw Trees Harlem shaking, bro, all day. Like, it's long. Never seen anything like it.
It was a weird one though, because for me, like I remember the Storm of '88, the big one. But
Gilbert.
This one here, I was like, every time I could hear the wind blowing, like the wind, I could hear it, but every time I looked at the wind, like went outside, nothing, bro, nothing.
Yeah. Nah, it's true. It's only when I start getting loads of videos. Have you seen this happen? This happened, and I thought, hold on, you guys are recircling images from like 2 years ago.
Yeah,
But you know, you say that because I was thought the same, like when I was inside, I was looking out and I see a couple of trees, like the natural trunk moving a bit. I thought, wow. But it's when I saw trees in areas that I go to and they're just off the ground, bro. Like these have been there for years, they're just clean off the ground.
yeah.
So I'm like, when did this happen? Like, what part of the day did this happen? Because the wind didn't feel as bad at certain parts, but even I was driving on A13, yeah, my car was just like moving like, I know that old game, it's like Spy Hunter game, the top, yeah, that was
you
mad.
had to put both hands on the wheel, innit? Because you're like, whoa, it just feels like it's.
But then I was like, whoa, my cars ain't heavy either. Right?
Yeah, no, I hear that. There was one person I felt very, very sorry for. So one of my neighbors at the end of my road, maybe the last time we had a storm a couple of years back, like I think once when the trampoline flips in the garden, whatever. But he had a wall, a fence like on the wall because he's on the end house, and the whole of his wall. But I don't know if it was I can't remember if it was a wall or a fence, was broke down, just mash up, like you could just see it in the man's garden. And then like over time he fixed it. So like he bricked up the wall. Whoever did, he got somebody to brick up the wall. Bricked up the wall. I was like, okay, cool. Come back Saturday evening now. I looked, I said, hold on. The walls come down again, bruv. So whatever happened, the whole wall, bang. So I don't know if he got shoddy workman, but now everyone can see in his garden again. And he can walk in his house.
That was Storm Franklin.
Bruv, it was mental, bro.
That was because obviously there was the first one, and there's a second one called Franklin.
No, yeah. So I don't know. No, it was Saturday evening. I drove past Saturday evening because I think Franklin came Sunday morning.
Sunday. Okay, Sunday. Yeah, correct.
Sunday morning, Monday morning, one of them. But yeah, man, it's interesting seeing Great Britain get battled like that.
Yeah, I see the news today, and there's still a lot of parts of the country which are absolutely flooded.
It's mental.
And people, I don't know why people do this, but people still try and drive through water. Don't you know our cars are not made for when you drive into water and the water touches your engine, you know it's game over, isn't it?
I've seen them, bro. I've seen them.
Some James Bond vehicle, you know.
Bro, I've seen they think it's gonna turn into a hovercraft. I've seen them, bro. I'm like, what are you doing, bro?
It's like you think insurance are gonna I don't even know insurance will cover you because you know what you're doing.
I don't even know if insurance covers you with the what do you call it,
The floods.
With even storm.
Storm, yeah, because they say it's a natural disaster or God's
an act of God. Can you believe it? Like half of these people don't even worship God, and they're just going to try and say an act of God. They don't believe in him, nothing, but it's an act of God.
That's the time for them to believe. Where if you ain't paying that money out,
no, but do you know what? I'm an atheist. I don't believe in God. What are you talking about?
No, but that's what I'm saying. But that's the insurance company's going to tell you it's an act of God. You're going to tell him that you don't believe in God. He's going to say, I don't care. It's an act of God. We're not paying out. To be fair, actually, one of my uncles, a tree did fall on his car. It smashed the whole back of his window.
Really?
Yeah. My mum sent me pictures.
And did he get paid out?
To be honest, I have no idea. Like I feel really bad because I haven't actually holidayed him. But
I can't believe it. Can't believe it.
Yeah, let's move on.
They said the whole world about this.
Yeah, I know. I just realized. I just realized.
Mum, did you hear that?
No, that's bad actually.
No, Uncle, did you hear that?
Yeah, apologies. Yeah, let's move on. All right, glad all of you survived the storm. I know last week we spoke about the Queen Consort, which was Camilla and Charles, having COVID. The Queen's now got COVID, guys.
I think that was bound to happen, right?
I don't know. I don't even know if they've been around each other.
No, but you know what's funny? Because like when they got COVID, there was loads of rumors during that particular period. Oh, the Queen's going to get COVID, and now she's got COVID, and obviously, apparently she's got a mild COVID, and she actually cancelled a couple of virtual calls today or tomorrow with Boris.
Yeah, so it's a bit interesting. Yeah, like I said, hopefully she's all right. But apparently it's mild COVID. But you've also got to think she's a grown-up, like she's fully grown and she's what?
95.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's not easy.
Yeah, definitely. And just a coincidence, I was watching ITV, something called Kate Garraway, Caring for Derek. You know,
that's her husband, that's the one from GMTV, isn't it? And that's her husband.
Yeah, her husband got COVID. And
he got it like early doors, isn't it?
Bro, he was in hospital for 18 months. And it's so deep. And he's come out of hospital and he's not the same person anymore. Yeah, he's got 24-hour care. He can barely talk. He talks. He used to talk. He used to be more responsive about 6-7 months ago, she said. But now it's just yes and no answers. I don't know if it's a case of, you know, sometimes you're getting tired.
Yeah.
You don't want to talk anymore. You're just like, yeah. No, it's. I mean, I've been watching it. I'll put it on record so I can finish it off. But it's so deep, you know. And I know we've had COVID and stuff like that, and we've had. I know, Nate, your symptoms were a bit more extreme than what I had, and other people have had. And, you know, we've come out of it. It's like, yeah, we're okay. But there's some people out there, obviously the ones that have passed away, but the people who are suffering from the long COVID concept and an extreme long COVID concept, as of him, unable to walk, unable to bathe himself, to go toilet. It's deep. It is very deep. It just brings it back to reality again, what we're going through, what we've gone through. Very deep.
Which is a bit of a segue, because in my head, you're like, I hear that, because that's real. And like we know people that have passed through COVID and all the rest of the effects of COVID. But then in one aspect, the government is saying, you know what? Fuck the COVID thing now, bro. Like, you don't do your thing. Yeah. So I think it's now set out a thing. The new thing is going to be called living with COVID. Yeah. And now there's no more we're getting rid of free mass testing. So we're going to get rid of all of the you can just go to the doctors or the clinic and get your free test. We're now going to have to pay for your testing, which means everyone's just going to stop testing. There's no longer a need for you to self-isolate.
Yeah.
So you can have COVID and there is no legal requirement. Just go about your business. Obviously, they recommend for you to still stay at home and isolate and wear masks and hand sanitizer and all that stuff. But it's all good. If you want to go about your business, that's your business. And now in Scotland, I think they're going to move everything to the 21st of March and they're locking off everything as well.
Yeah, I personally think we're doing it too soon. I still feel there's it's really contagious, this COVID, massive, because look, you got to remember, I had it, my partner had it, my kids had it, my parents had it, all at the same time. It's like bang, 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 bang. It's just like, whoa, and it's knocked everyone for 6. I know we didn't get the extreme COVID, but like, I don't want to be in a train if someone's got COVID and they give it to me again. You don't want to go through that. So I still feel there should be a case for the isolation period, in my personal opinion. I think us coming out of it is a bit too soon for my liking.
Well, I guess only time will tell, really, isn't it?
I hear what you're saying, but I don't think it kind of sounds like, I mean, it might have worked over the past 2 years, but it just doesn't seem like it's sustainable, because even they're putting all these isolation measures in place, again, some things have still made no sense. along those 2 years, like opening up places that just don't need to be open. You know, I know obviously it affects people's livelihoods. I get that, but I guess if they were to take it as seriously as it should be, life would be very different. It's almost like, okay, well, I don't know, like they're prioritizing more in the economy rather than people's lives, isn't it?
It's always about the economy.
And
I think that's the rationale why it's a case of lift it all, forget about it, live with it, and bring the money back into the system.
Yeah. And that's just where, I don't know what to say about the economy, because again, I just think there's money out there, innit, for everyone to live off quite comfortably, even in situations like this. But that's just a whole nother topic, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, it was just very interesting anyway, because I thought to myself, like I said, I'm all for like the locking off certain things in it, but then you're saying lock it off, and then you're saying, okay, we're offering all 5 to 11-year-olds a vaccination. Oh, and if you're over 35, you can get booster number 4, and you're like, whoa. You just told everyone what you just said. COVID's blessed now. Why are you trying to give out vaccinations? Or is it that England or the United Kingdom is being a bit selfish and trying to stockpile all the vaccinations, and now you got bare vaccinations, you just needed to be used in a certain time or whatever? I don't know.
Yeah, I see, but it doesn't make sense. I don't get it myself.
Yeah, well, I guess for the past 2 years, I don't think it's ever made sense to us if you think about it. Do you know what I mean? And next month would actually be 2 full years since the first
23rd or something, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's 21st of March or like that.
Yeah.
Do you know what's funny? Because I remember when I posted something on my Instagram, because I said to myself, if I'm going to go on lockdown, I'm going to get a haircut.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, I went to my barber's, got a trim. I said, yeah, fresh trim. Well, that was it. That was the start of lockdown. I remember I finished work early. They said, yeah, everyone go home once, and 2 years later, boy, mad.
Brother, it's funny because these times we weren't filming it, but I remember when we was up in the studio doing the podcast, and Rich came through with the big mask. He came banged up. We look at him like, he's like, what are you doing? And he was like, nah, I'm hearing that we've got to start wearing masks. And I'm thinking, what is this guy doing, bro? 2 years later, if he came in looking like that, we're like, all right, what's going on, bro? You know, like it would be just normal.
Yeah.
It's true.
Everyone's wearing balaclavas, normal. It's all mad, man. It's mad.
Yeah. Again, I'm still with face masks on the train. I still do that.
I do and I don't, man. I just like when I'm going Arsenal, I just can't be asked, bro. There's so many people on the tube, it's hard. I just can't go, man.
To be fair, I was wearing a mask today, yeah, and I was wearing some big. I thought it was gonna still be windy, innit? So I wore some big jacket. So man's fully warm. I was fully sweating on this train with the mask on. I had to take off my glasses because my glasses are steaming and all sorts, bro.
Yeah, no, it's bro. I do not begrudge anyone that gets on TFL, boy. But talking about TFL, last week we spoke about TFL and the prices going up. There is one positive coming up. Obviously, for those in London that live in London, if you don't, you just listen to us. And for our overseas listeners, London's the capital. No, joking, I'm not going to take this. All right, but in London, we've known what we've known as the congestion charge. So during lockdown, it went from 7 o'clock in the morning till 10 o'clock at night, Monday to Sunday. And it increased up to £15. So it's still going to be £15, but it's now going to change. It now goes from 7 o'clock Monday to Friday to 6 p.m., which is the time it used to be.
Yeah.
So if you need to drive up West End or whatever, you can. Yeah. But they are introduced it on Saturday and Sunday from 12 till 6. And on bank holidays, it's 12 till 6 as well.
Okay. Just to see, again, this driving in the business, bringing in the business back in, giving the people the opportunity to, and the shop owners to get more trade.
Yeah. It's the same reason why they tell you that you can't work from home anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, shout them people out. It's nice to see that the congestion charge is, because obviously there are a lot of time people weren't going nowhere because of that. Bruv, Russia and Ukraine. Mr. Maximus, you're the guy in the know. What's happening now, man?
Look, Russia are just relentless. They're not listening to any. When Arsenal tried to sign Dusan Vlahovic, and we made a bid, and the agent wasn't answering the phone.
Yeah,
That Putin, no one's answering. Putin is not answering anyone's phone calls, bruv. He's not answering anyone's phone calls, and he is taking action. Now, I don't know if you see the news that he was doing test fires of the bombs. So he was just firing shots towards Ukraine side, but not close enough to hit them. Oh, and he's come out and said, "Oh, all we're doing is doing friendly test fires." So what do you mean? Who does that? Who does friendly test fires?
bruv, he's a bully. Man's moving like a bully, fam.
Oh, without a doubt. And I think what the British government, they're putting sanctions in today, that there's 6 banks that are no longer allowed to trade with Europe. Is it 6 banks? I think 5 or 6 banks within Russia anyway are not allowed to trade. And there's 3 individuals, I can't, if you Google the names, there's 3 individuals who they've blocked all their accounts, who have got no access to the funds at all in the UK. And obviously, Russians have been told, so from the people who work in the Russia, in the UK, who work in Russia, and what's it called?
The Russian embassy?
Embassy have been told to obviously come back to Russia. And also he's sent in troops. Putin is sending troops further into Ukraine. So there's a part of Ukraine which is currently now totally evacuated. The women and children went first, and now all the men are now leaving. And I was watching the news, and a couple of olders, they're like our father's age, 60s, 70s, whatever it is. And then just walking around, and the ITV reporter is talking to them, and they're saying, "Oh, how do you feel?" I said, "Oh, it's war. We've been war before. We do it again." And it doesn't look like they're going to go anywhere. But one of the is it the coal mines or one of the power plants have been, they blew it up already. There's no electricity in some parts of the city, and expect on the back of this for petrol prices to sky high. So my advice is to everyone to go and get petrol before the. No, I'm telling you now. I'm telling you. You say this now.
Don't scaremonger the people, then, man.
Okay. Listen. Remember this date, the 22nd of the 2nd, 2022. Trust me, petrol prices are going to go high because they've turned off their petrol supply from Russia. Watch this space.
All right. Well, you heard it here first. Okay. Never a man for a conspiracy, but Richard has spoken. Yeah, I don't know. All I know is that UEFA putting pressure. No, the UEFA, the world, whatever. Europe is putting pressure on UEFA to move the Champions League final.
I don't know why they're not even saying. The thing is, they're saying no, they're not going to do it.
Yeah, the Champions League final is supposed to be in St. Petersburg, which obviously is in Russia. So they're like, no, guys, the Champions League final can't be there. We've got to move it. Like, it's a money thing, isn't it? That's all it is. It's a money thing, and it's about whose back got scratched.
I'm being honest with you. I'm not going to, personally, if I was a football player, I'm not going to go to a country where there's war. Anything can happen obviously, at the moment, it's Russia going into Ukraine, but Ukraine are going to fire back along with Germany and in the UK. And another thing, the Russian government have signed off on a documentation which states they are allowed to fire their weapons outside of Ukraine, which means targeting Europe.
That'll be real.
Do you know how deep that is? The sign off. So, they've been told to only fire in Ukraine. Now they went back to the government. Putin got a sign off saying we're allowed to fire outside of Ukraine, which means they're allowed to fire at Europe when other countries come as part of the war.
No, it very much seems like a them problem. And I just feel like they need to sort it out and leave us out of it, bro. Like, it's got nothing to do with me, man. I just like, even the other day I was talking to someone, I was talking to the kids at school about like history and all the rest of it. We're talking about world wars. And it's like, even when you look at the world wars, World War I and World War II, yeah, they were in their essence European wars. Yeah. They were not world wars, they were European wars. Like, it's just them fighting amongst themselves. But they have somehow managed to recruit the whole rest of the world into picking sides to make it a world war. And I feel like sometimes if you just leave two people to it, they'll just get over it, innit? Let them sort it out between themselves, shake hands, and let's move on.
Human beings, innit? I guess it's no different when you're having beef at school or something. Like,
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like,
backing it, it's got nothing to do with anyone. It's like you're backing it, you're backing it. Like, yeah, people just get involved and just pay the consequences, isn't it?
Yeah, boy, not me, boy. I'm not getting sent to war, boy.
It's crazy. So at the moment, Donetsk is the place in Ukraine, which is like we know the football team Donetsk. I can't remember what they're called, Donetsk Spark something, but that's the area where the Russians are literally forcing themselves into. It's mad. We live in. They're going to call it a world war, but it depends how far it gets. But we'll be actually living within a World War III. Do you know what I mean? This is crazy.
So what the thing is, I normally I'd say never going to happen, but Rich told us about COVID before it happened, so I'll just leave it like that. Rich has spoken, boy. Okay, they were fully working from home them times, boy. All right. The next bit kind of leaves me with a bit of a heavy heart. I'll be honest with you. It kind of did affect me more than I thought it would, to be honest. But this past week, say 2 days ago, so today's Tuesday, all the twos. But on Sunday, it was announced that Jamal Edwards, who was the founder of the online music platform SBTV, passed away at the age of 31 years old. I think it's now coming out saying that it was potentially a heart attack. Yeah, bro. It's I don't know, man. It just feels it's a lot because I think this hit me because when I think Rich, you put in the group first, and I was like, I think my actual terminology was to F off because like chatting rubbish, innit? Then I looked on Twitter, I saw Richard's tweet, and I thought, oh, whatever, bro, you're an idiot, whatever. Then I just scrolled the timeline, and that's all I saw,
bro.
That's all I saw, and I was like, right, it's actually real, bro.
This is what I'm saying. Like someone goes to me, have you heard? I said, no. I was like, what do you mean? I said, what? I said, no, don't be silly. Do you know what I mean? Because I follow him anyway, and he just tweeted a day ago, 2 days ago, whatever it was. And I was just like, whoa. Then I sat back and I thought, bro, Jamal. I personally never knew him, but I know the impact he made from starting SBTV. You know, this is the guy that had a camcorder going around.
Not even a camcorder, it was like a camera, bro. It just looked like it was him in his camera, bro.
Yeah, literally
recording SLR, bro. Him and his SLR.
Recording people freestyle. And you know, and he set the levels, you know, and again, it was all about our music scene, about our music. It was about grime, was about hip hop. I think probably more about grime back then. But obviously, of inclusive as hip hop. You know, it's just where's their avenue? Where can we see all these artists? You know, it's great listening to all these artists on radio because that's what we were naturally in tune to. But you know, bringing it onto the next stage, the next level of World Wide Web, bringing it onto the YouTube. And that's what he literally done and brought these faces to us, because before, like I never knew what GRM was, what Grime Daily was at that time.
Well, there wasn't a Grime Daily. I'm sure he set the trend.
Because exactly. To me, it was all about SBTV. That's all I knew. I remember the SB TV. And that's all I knew. And I said, boom, what's the next video? What's the next freestyle? You know, again, you know, like Jamal is the same. There's artists who didn't really believe in himself, and he had belief in them. you know, and gave him that opportunity, that platform to, you know, say your lyrics, you know, do your music video, bring it on. You know, look, you know, it's such a sad loss to the scene. You know, again, you know, the age, you know, it hurts even more. Obviously, anyone passing away, it's obviously it's felt. But you know, when you're just 31, you think, bro, we had, like, he's done so much in his life. You know, he's an entrepreneur. You know, he's done so much. And
he was 16 when he started that, yeah?
Yeah. He was a youth man. He was a youth man. He was doing things that no one had done before. So like there were people that were doing like the DVDs. So like Risky, all of them, they were doing like the DVDs, and you used to have to go to like Uptown Records or any of those ones, Rhythm Division, to go and buy the DVD for you to see what the movement looked like, or to go and see a Wiley set, a Get set, a Roll Deep, anything kind of thing. And Jamal just brought it to the platform. He was of an age. He used the YouTube to his advantage, set up his thing. Bruv, before we had Charlie Sloth and Fire in the Booths, before we had Link Up and Behind Bars or any of that, we had F64, bruv. And that was everyone wanted to be on an F64. You're the artist just spitting a 64 bars. Like old school, you know, like where it almost sounds like the guy's playing the music off his phone in the room with you, bruv. Like, and he's just spitting.
Yeah.
Like, I went back over the past couple of days. I've watched the legendary ones. I watched a couple Chip ones, Wretch 32, Margs, like Gets, like Gigs. Like everybody was doing them. Like, it was definitely affecting me because I thought, right, that's very, very deep, bruv. And like, I feel for his mum. Like, obviously his mum's on Loose Women, Brenda Edwards, and how it's going to affect her. I think she always like was talking about her kids on the thing. Do you know what I mean? She had 2 kids. I think Brenda had Jamal, and there was, I think, the dog, Tanisha,
that's it. Yeah.
Tanisha. Yeah. So it was just, yeah, man, it was deep,
Yeah.
man.
Sorry, go ahead. So yeah.
No, you just go.
No, because I watched Loose Women on a Monday, bro. I had to turn it off because it was too deep for me, innit? Because obviously the panel were on there and it was just dedicated to Jamal, and it was so heartbreaking, you know, because that's where she put a statement out, and the newsreader who's usually on there as well, saying that her mum didn't want the information to come out just yet. She wanted to grieve, I think, a day or a couple more days before the news was exposed. But you know, it's difficult for people to keep quiet. You know, it's just like, because especially someone who's so influential within the scene, you know, it leaked out, and everyone found out, like, wow, he passed away, and it just shows you, like, some people didn't know him, but if you probably go on your timeline, Facebook, news, it's everywhere. You know, Prince Charles come out, said he was an inspiration. So that's how you know the impact that he had on everyone, and what he tried to create so many opportunities, open so many doors. He will take you places where you never think you ever be. Do you get what I mean? But he gave you the opportunity. If you were an artist, a keen artist, and he could see that, and he liked your music, you know, from what I've seen, is he will reach out to say, hey, I like your music, you know, like, you know, also he brought in loads of artists through, you know, like I think Ed Sheeran's probably one of the big ones.
Him and Ed Sheeran really close. I think at one point Ed Sheeran used to sleep on his sofa and stuff like that. So that was like the first kind of times we saw Ed Sheeran and stuff like that was through him and that.
Yeah, and I think when I watched the interview with Ed Sheeran, Ed Sheeran always emailed or phoned him, said, "Oh, who's the latest artist I should listen to?" And they gave him a stream of names. You know, it's always like Ed used to always go to Jamal for every, you know, like. It's just sad, man. It's just,
definitely, man. A big rest in eternal peace, King. You get me? Yeah, man. I know he's got his book out. His book was written a couple of years ago, and that division, self-belief. It's called self-belief division. So, do you know what I mean? Go out there, go run up the ting, boys. Get me? Let's just all them kind of stuff, man. But yeah, yeah, that was sad. It was sad. It was definitely sad. Something that happened on Saturday, we had a bit of a grudge match. We spoke about it last week. It was the Khan versus Brook. Okay. Very quickly, did you man watch it?
Yes.
Did you man enjoy it?
I did, you know.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yeah. Was it the expected victor that you thought it was going to be?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think just even from the offset of round one, I thought he's not going to win, man. Khan's not going to win. But I didn't expect the fight to go on that long either. But he stood his ground, man.
Do you know what's with me? Like Khan, he reminds me of like Chris Eubank, right? He's so pacey. He's so fast, but he's just got no power. And he can punch you 100 times within 5 seconds, and it's like you're not knocking a person down. And as soon as he gets punched, his back leg just flicks out straight away.
Yeah, I noticed that as well, man. I just thought he came in with so much energy, bro. Like, and men, like, and it's only when I realized, I thought, throwing a lot of punches, but it doesn't seem like it's doing anything to him.
Bro, they weren't even connecting, bro. He was just throwing punches. He was just punching air.
I'm surprised he didn't tire himself out, bro. That's what I thought. Like he's putting too much work in this round, and that's what I thought. What was it? 5 rounds or 6, or was it even 7?
Sixth round. Yeah.
So that's why I'm like, I'm surprised you lasted that long. Like,
yeah, you know.
But then again, I don't know. I mean, I don't really know boxing history, but it seems to me like he's got stamina. He can take some licks as well if he lasted that long.
Yeah, Joe is. They were good. I think the right person won, because I think if Amir had won, I don't know if Kell Brook would have survived, bro. I don't think he would have coped. It meant, you could see it meant a lot to him.
Yeah, I could see that.
And I think even at the end, Amir Khan was just like, all right, cool, man, got beat up, innit? You got beat up. Like, there's no excuses. You got beat up.
Yeah, he's very humble. He's very humble.
Which he had to be. He had to be. But because, and to be fair, they would do a lot of trash talking in this whole kind of build up. There was a lot of kind of animosity and hostility towards each other.
Definitely.
And hopefully, now you've done this, you've done what you had to do, and then we just move on.
Yeah, but you know, you say that, but I wasn't happy that the ref stopped the fight, you know?
He had to.
No. I still felt, I honestly felt that Khan had something still.
Nah.
I
wanted it to end, so I couldn't take it. Like,
you wanted to go to sleep, that's why.
No, it was early, bro. I was like, I was up for another 3 hours after that. Do you know what I mean? But
yeah,
I just thought, no, like, you're not doing anything. Like, you'll just be fighting for fighting's sake, but you're not. Like, even if he lost the whole 12 rounds without a knockout or anything, he still would have lost.
Yeah, you've lost the fight. There was nothing you could do because you weren't. It's not like you had I don't think you even had the one punch in you.
Yeah, there was none of those moments that made me think like, got this.
Yeah, you could come back.
Yeah,
bro. He was doing bare skanky leg, bro. Bare skanky leg, bro. It's all the time, bro.
You know what? His jaw is made out of. I don't know what it's made out of, but it's not really strong, is it?
No, they would call him a glass jaw. Well, there was a lot. To be fair, there was a lot of trash talk in the thing. I won't repeat what they were saying because that's for them to talk about. But there was a lot of trash talk. It was interesting. It was a good British fight. Obviously, man watched on alternatives because I don't pay for them things no more.
However, but I would pay for this next fight that you're going to mention.
Oh, okay, cool. I thought you were talking about who was going to fight next. But yes, it has been signed today and it should be coming on April the 23rd. So what's that? 2 months today, or 2 months tomorrow, should I say? And that will be our mate Dillian Whyte versus Tyson Fury for the WBC champions.
I'm ready for that one. You know what? I'm going to find out if there's any tickets because I would want to go and see that fight.
Well, I don't think they've announced where the fight's going to be yet.
I think that's tomorrow. They will have to announce it tomorrow.
Yeah, I think they're thinking Wembley Stadium.
That's going to be a massive fight.
Saturday 23rd, Wembley Stadium. Well, I don't mind, you know.
Listen, if there's an opportunity to get tickets to watch that fight, trust me, I'll be there. But I'm happy this fight's happening, only because of Dillian White, because I think he's obviously over the years he's always been overlooked as like, don't worry about Dillian White. Let's just put him to the back. And now he's got the opportunity to fight Tyson Fury. Do I think he's going to win though?
Exactly. That's the magic question, bro. It's nice to see the fight, but has he got a chance in hell?
Yeah. I don't know. The thing is, I like Tyson Fury. And to me, I want Tyson Fury to win majority of his fights. I don't think there's one fight I've seen Tyson Fury fight and I say, I want him to lose. I've wanted to win all his fights. And I still want him to win this fight, but I don't want Dylan to lose. So a draw, I'll take it. Do you know what I mean? I just feel Dillian White, because this is Dillian White's biggest fight in his career and in the most money he's ever gonna get. And I think this is a whopping $8 million. No idea why it's in dollars. No, I don't know why it's not in pounds, because pounds you get more. Actually, they again.
Still 8 million of it. But...
yeah, it's still a lot. It's still a lot of money. Of course, I want him to win, but I want him to. I'd rather the match draw, but it's not going to happen. I think my man Tyson Fury is going to pound him it's been mocking him for the last few days. And today Tyson Fury has officially come off Instagram and Twitter. He's now in his training camp.
Okay. Be interesting, boy. Let's go, boy. All right, we got 2 months, boy. Let's go, champ. Let's go, champ.
Let's do this, baby.
All right, we're gonna round this one very quickly. But last week we had the Super Bowl. This week we had NBA All-Star Weekend. I've recorded the NBA All-Star game, but I've yet to watch it because it's no longer half term and I've gone back to work. But RIP to going back to work, boy. But we obviously, one of the things I always like to watch every year is I sat up with Eng and we sit down and we watch the slam dunk competition, the 3-point competition, and the skills competition. So this year, the skills competition was serious. It was good. That was good. Like we enjoyed that. We fully was getting involved, gassed. Yeah, this is sick. The 3-point competition is 3 points. It's free throws, isn't it? So it's sick, but there's only so much excitement you can get. But usually the highlight of it is a slam dunk competition. And usually we get people maybe having a Superman cape, jumping over 2-man, dunking it, all of this kind of stuff. This year, I'm not gonna lie, it was the wackest one I've ever seen in my whole life. Bro, it was such an anticlimax, bro. You know what it is like? So like there was certain dunks, if they had got them the first time, would be sick. Like you'd throw the ball up off the rim, you'd jump, do like a 360 and slam dunk. Yeah. But the first time he did it, he 360 couldn't do it. The second time he hit the backboard. And I'm like, whoa. Now it's not, even when you do it, it's not going to look sick because we've seen you fail 5 times. Like it's almost better that you would have just pre-recorded it. But obviously you can't do that. So it was a bit weak. It was a bit weak. I was going to send it to you, man, in the group, but I didn't think you'd watch it. So
I would have watched it.
I would have too. Still.
All right, cool. I'll send you. Okay, I'll send you. Like liars, but I'll send you. I just want to send a special Fully Geek shout out to a friend of the podcast, Verral Paul-Walcott. Those that know Verral, he does a lot of work in the community. So he's based, to be fair, the whole of London. He does it in north, south, east, and west. Okay, but he does a lot of work with the homeless. Yeah, and he does stuff like he sets up tabs in certain restaurants or certain shops. So, for example, if you're homeless, you can go to the shop and you can order something to eat, and the tab's already been kind of set up. and like we take care of it. Not he takes care of it, whatever. Yeah, through different money and different organizations, whatever he's got. And then like he sets them up in different areas, and they can just go there and get food. He sets up like food parcels, especially over Christmas. He got like a street team, and they were riding around central London, and he was giving people food parcels and stuff like that. On Instagram, his Instagram is C86erz. Yeah, and he does a lot of bike riding and all that kind of stuff. And he is due to come on the podcast very, very soon. So look out for him. But one of the things, the reason I want to shout him out today, especially, was he teamed up with Sovereign Comics, and they've made him into a comic book character. Okay, which is educating people about poverty, and his name is the SheltaKing.
Massive, absolutely massive.
So I'll be honest with you, I can't wait for it to actually come out and when it's all finished. And I know that obviously we saw JB on Comics, shout out JB on Comics, when they were doing the comic strip. To be fair, I need to actually order one when they got people like Mega Man and all Gigs and all of that in there. So like it's big, man, and I'm hoping that, do you know what I mean? I don't know, boys, like maybe in a year or a couple of years, there'll be a little comic with like a little special announcement with us, man, or something. You know the ones.
Imagine,
like,
jeez.
Like I think it's coming, bro. We got to put it out there. We got to put it out there in the ether.
Yeah.
Bro. Yeah, but yeah, shout out Verral, bro. Big up your status, bro. Each and every time.
Big up, man. Definitely.
Yeah. Big work in the community. All right, guys. Power Book 4.
Sorry, can I just say something before?
Yeah, sorry,
I've got to mention anything. Happy St. Lucia.
I do apologize. You know, the maddest thing is I remembered as well, you know. It's happy St. Lucia Independence.
43 years.
43 years. But you know what the next step is, bro. You know what Kel would have told you right now, innit?
What's that?
Kel's going to tell us it's not about independence anymore. We've got to remove the Queen from the head of state, bro.
Yeah.
To gain our full independence, bro. To get full independence.
Yeah, that's right, man.
But yes, today is the 22nd of the 2nd, 22. It's an amazing day. It's Tuesday. And there was another thing. Oh, Joe, I can't bother. But basically, it's a special word, but I needed to read the word first, yeah? But if you have the 22 of the 2nd, 2022, if you flip it, it's the same numbers forward and backwards.
Okay.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you read it from left to right or right to left, the numbers are in the exact same order.
Yeah.
And also, if you wrote it, so you know, like when you write it on a clock, say for example, you've got a certain letters. If you did it on a clock, like a clock face, if you flipped it upside down, it would say exact same thing again.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, afterwards I'm getting pencil.
Of course I know.
I
know. I'll send it to you. But yeah, that's what it is. Happy St. Lucian Independence Day. Give me something to say for the St. Lucians.
Damn it. I can't think of a word. Boy, I've let the team down. Let me just wave the flag again. Yay. Enjoy yourselves. Eat that saltfish and green banana, mate. That's
okay.
What's up. Yeah.
Okay, good. Saltfish, green banana. Is there anything else that solutions do? Do they like roti as well? Or?
Probably don't ask me, Lucas. Don't ask me questions.
All right, cool.
Sorry, Mum.
Shout out Mum and Dad, because I know you lot are the real solutions out here.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Nervy English boy. All right, guys. All right. Over the weekend, we had Power Book 4 Force, episode 3. Okay, so now Tommy is getting a little bit more into it. He's working with his old friend, and they're trying to take over the streets. What did you, man, think of this episode?
Do you know, this episode reminded me of Grand Theft Auto. Like, not as in like the things they did, just it just reminded me of a computer game. Like, Tommy's just new to the city, and he's just straight away just in it, and it's just like, it reminds me of Grand Theft Auto 3, basically. I don't know if you think that, but just his whole just how he just connected straight away to everyone, and you know, it's about trust and all that, doing moves and stuff. Yeah, but that's what this episode reminded me.
All right, so we've got, obviously they tried to connect the Flynn family, and they're the ones, they deal with pills. So we've now come to realize they're the pills. They deal with a lot of pills.
Yeah. And
the ones on the streets, they deal with the cocaine, the cocaina. And
that's Diamond's people, yeah.
yeah, Diamond's people. And basically they want, what Tommy wanted to do is try and make them link up so everyone can sell drugs everywhere. Tommy eats off of it, and then I guess at some point Tommy just takes over.
Yeah. He said he wants 5% at first, isn't it?
Yeah. 5% of every. Remember, he said every deal.
Yeah.
Compared to, but then again, they're making a lot of money anyway in general.
Oh no, that's what I'm saying. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So, what's the family name? Is it Finley's?
Flynn.
Flynn's.
Yeah.
Like, listen, like again, the dad's very old school, right?
Walter.
And yeah, he's very, very old school. And obviously, Diamond, Tommy, and obviously they're all met up. And you know, he was just there just to ridicule Diamond.
Yeah.
About historic stuff. It's like, mate, I've been in prison for like 15 years.
Yeah.
And you're still gonna come to me with this rubbish.
Yeah, he had no intention of doing it. It's just like, I just wanted this opportunity just to shame you, innit?
Just chat shit in your head back.
Yeah, so this is where I can see the dad clearly being assassinated by someone.
Well, he's dying though, isn't he? He's got he's ill anyway.
Yeah. I think it looks like he's got lung cancer or cope.
Yeah.
So he looks like, I personally, I don't think he'll make it to the end of the season. I won't be upset about that at all.
Yeah. Do you reckon Vic would? I think what's her name? What's the sister's name again?
The sister is.
I don't know.
Wait, I think the sister will survive, and
Claudia.
She'll obviously, because I'm not gonna lie to you. Can I just say one thing? You know, when Tommy got in the car and started driving, and I saw that car, you know, I thought of Monet in it.
Oh yeah.
I just thought of Monet. I thought, huh? I was looking. I was like, nah, is that Monet? I thought I don't know why I assumed Monet, but it's just the car, isn't it?
No, I was thinking that in this episode, like whilst I was watching this episode, it must be parallel to Power Book 2. So I wonder if they're going to do a part where he goes back.
Like a crossover.
Yeah. Just the same way that he was in season 1. It was in season 1, wasn't it? Yeah. I wonder if they're going to do that.
Well, I guess they could do, because it is the same time. It should be the same time. Because remember, he left them.
Yeah.
Because he didn't want to kill Tasha or whatever.
Yeah.
And then he came straight here.
Yeah. True.
Yeah, you're right. So yeah, there could be some form of parallel.
And what's going on with the brothers? So obviously you had Diamond and his brother, and the brother obviously wants to take a run for the top spot, and the fake fight and the fake knocking out and all of this.
Well, the fake allowing your older brother to beat you up.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, he said it was fake, bro. His brother beat him up. And I think, I think if he didn't stop, I reckon the brother would have beat him up even more.
Yeah.
It kind of looked like that whole Khan of Brook thing all over again.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, with that one, clearly his brother obviously wants to be the main guy. But obviously, out of respect, his brother come out of prison, and he had to let his brother kind of still continue to think he's the main guy, but he has no intention of allowing his brother to be really the main guy. And I think it's going to be a case where, look, for the time the brother said, "Oh, we've got to fight it out," and I said to myself, "What kind of mentality is that? What's he talking about?" Then I said to myself, "This geezer is really deep in the hood, where he feels that he has to do that." And to me, that brother's going to be the public enemy number 1, and Diamond will have to kill him. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah. It sort of reminds me of what's his dad's name again?
What's it?
Lorenzo. Yeah, it kind of reminds me, like, you see how Lorenzo's just been inside.
Yeah.
Like, and he comes out and he thinks he's gonna call the shot. Like, there's one thing controlling stuff from the inside, but when you're outside in the real world, it's like, no, this is you ain't been here, innit? Like, that's what it reminds me.
You ain't been in these streets, in the trenches.
But the thing that frustrates me, even people that come out of prison in that sense, they don't want to adjust to modern times and trying to revert back to the old way, how things used to be, especially when you've been in prison for that amount of time. I get, things change. you have to adapt to the change.
What would you say about Diamond?
But Diamond's not adapting to change.
No, bro. Diamond is all he's doing is he's just living the street code. Like the actual, like he's old school.
Yeah, no, but
old school, there's
say.
rules and we have to, there's, you get me? You don't have to be rude to a man. You don't have to kill a man for no reason. I just feel like, you ever watch The Wire? Like, you don't try and kill a man on a Sunday, bro. That's the Lord's Day. You get me? Like, he's that kind of old, from what I've got from him, that's the kind of old school gentleman he is.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem as hyped. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and probably you don't need to be hyped.
No, he was hyped before.
Jannard, I just think he needs to chill out, bro.
Is that his name?
Yeah.
All right, Jannard, he's going to be RIP already from now.
Did you think the sister was going to be a lesbian?
But we knew that from the beginning.
Yeah, she was. I remember from the first episode.
Yeah,
I didn't, but then again, I wasn't really surprised either. It didn't shock me. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't think we knew her long enough to actually. I can understand if she had, like, she was like maybe 5 episodes in, she had like a potential male partner, and then all of a sudden she got like a female partner on the side. And but even though I wouldn't be too shocked about it.
Yeah, I the one thing, and obviously Power has like sex scenes in there randomly. Yeah, I thought, is Power really gonna have their first proper lesbian scene? Like, I thought, are they gonna do it? But they didn't, and then they just threw a Tommy scene in straight after.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like literally straight after, just like on the big open windows, everyone can see us.
Don't you think that was the longest train shot you've ever seen in TV history, bro? Like, I think, when is this train going to stop? Like, it's mad, man.
It's still flowing past.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just thought, it's like, are they doing it so people can see they're doing this? Or, do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it's so weird.
Yeah.
And don't you think that's that part when, what's that girl with the scars on her face? I can't remember her name.
Liliana.
Yeah. Don't you think how deep it is? Like, he brought her in. Yeah, come and make this coke for me. Do what you're doing, and then he goes to, you can go now. I thought to myself, this guy is so rude.
Yeah, he's not trying to get close to Liliana, but I think Liliana's there for the long haul with them. But we have to find out whose drugs Liliana took.
Correct.
Because there was a symbol on the drugs.
Yeah, which was part of. Obviously, that symbol was part. I can't remember whose drugs was it again?
Is it Lobos?
Lobos.
Yeah.
Lobos's drugs. So from obviously season 2 or season 3, and whenever it was. So yeah, it'd be interesting because that person is going to come back for their drugs, and that's for sure. So I
almost feel like they're connecting all the power theories together.
Yeah.
I mean, they're connected already, but just. It's like some of the ones where we've moved on so far from Lobos. It's like, even from Power Book 2, when they mention what's that other guy's name, man? Mecca.
Yeah.
Like him being like the CI or whatever. So they're just gonna do little callbacks to those series, innit, I reckon.
No, definitely. But yeah, I'm still with this. I'm like, after I watched last episode, I said to myself, I love Power, I because compared how I felt on the first episode and how I felt about this episode is completely different.
Yeah, you wasn't happy. You weren't happy about the first episode.
No, definitely.
You was moving like Kel, bro.
And it makes Sunday morning so exciting, Mad, isn't it? It's like you think you wake up in the morning, what, some cartoons or songs of praise or something, but I'm just looking forward to the Power, bro.
And every Sunday, every single Sunday, like I go swimming at 8 o'clock, and I feel like I have to watch Power before I go swimming. Yeah. So I need to get up. It needs to be on by 6:45 every Sunday morning.
Standard.
Like, I'm literally, but that's what I'm saying. It's mad. 7:45 to 7:45 gives me enough time to still get to swimming in time for 8 o'clock and be in the pool. And I'm sitting every week, bro. Like, like, and naturally, your body just wakes up. I'm like, it's Power time. Go downstairs. Just dead, bro. I'm moving like a fiend, bro. Moving like a fiend. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, all right. Well, let's look forward to Power Book Force episode 4 next week. Bringing on to Euphoria. All right, I'm gonna hand over the reins to man like Merv.
Yeah.
Merv, I told you I kept 100. I ain't watched any of them.
Do you know what? I can't lie to you, yeah. But also when I was watching it, like, because this episode was basically about, do you know the play that Lexi was producing? And at first I'm like, is this real? Because there were people in there that look just like Maddie, what's her name? Kat, Cassie, Rue, not Rue, Rue, yeah. And I thought, I'm confused what's happening. And I remembered obviously Lexi was doing the production in it. And basically it's kind of like they use different names for their characters, but basically it was just about their lives and stuff. And probably like some big budget production, I don't know where they're getting that budget from. Probably had like spinning props and the thing and everything. But obviously where it kind of feels like an episode of a whole recap of what we've seen so far. You know what I mean? Of every single character. I was watching, I thought, I can understand why Nate watched this, like, has just jumped off, because it is depressing. But obviously it's supposed to be depressing, isn't it? But you don't feel good about it in the sense of like, it's positive. It makes you feel like you want to do stuff and be inspired. It's just very, very bleak, just dark series, but it's still fantastic. Do you know what I mean? And you just don't like people in it. And I think that's what, I don't know, they're just so, all them youngsters there, they're just so up themselves. And it's like, I don't know if it's just the way they've been brought up and stuff, or they're just really unruly, but yeah, they're a mess, man. Yeah. Mess, like, and it's one of them ones where I suppose it ain't good for, it's definitely not for kids, and they shouldn't really watch it anyway. But
no,
it just makes you think how much you just don't know about your children, like what they're doing. If you just kind of trust them to grow up and all that stuff, and they're doing what they're doing, it's like, well, what are my children actually doing? Yeah. Like, how do I monitor without being overpowering? You know what I mean? It's mad, man. But it was a good episode.
Tag them.
I'm like that Black Mirror episode, isn't it? Where they had the the iPad playing their brain or something.
So what is it next week? Is that the final episode?
I think so. Yeah, episode 8. Yeah.
Yeah, so that'll be the final episode next week.
And so this was the first season, right?
Second
season.
Yeah.
The thing is, now I look at it like that, I actually fell away with just 3 episodes to go.
I bet Sly gonna watch the last episode, isn't it?
No, do you know what it is? I feel like I'll watch them, but I'll watch them like another time. The thing is, I can't even feel like I can watch it back to back. Like, you literally need that week in between.
You probably need 3 weeks break, bro.
Yeah, like, just to get your mind right, boy. All right.
How can the show affect man that bad, you know?
No, it does. Yeah, I can understand it. Obviously, I'm watching it, but I can understand why someone would just probably think like this is too depressing for me.
Yeah, no, Rich, you know, like I'm trying to be a positive person sometimes, but like properly, it was making me hate Zendaya. Like, not even dislike her, like actually hate her. Like, and I couldn't differentiate between Zendaya the person, Zendaya inspired the Spider-Man, the actress, like all of it was merging into one, and I was like, I can't stand this woman. Yeah, she's too good at what she does. She's a fantastic actress, man. She's too good at what she does. And that's how I'm supposed to look at it and say she's a fantastic actress. But I'm not. I'm thinking she's such a bitch. Do you know what I mean? And so I had to stop. That's why I had to stop. And you know what it is? To be fair, yeah, like everything I've seen her in, mostly like Spider-Man, that Malcolm and Marif, she's not really been a character where it's like she's just like pure, like just like, she's a bit of a rebel in it and all those things. There's nothing wrong with that, but I think just there doesn't seem to be much variation as of yet. I mean, it's probably unfair to say, 'cause I haven't seen everything that she's been in, but she's a bit like, what's the word I want to? Yeah, she's a bit bitchy to Peter in the first Spider-Man and all that stuff, and just really sarky. Malcolm Marie, obviously, there was 2 sides of a coin there, but it's just parts of it you just felt like, oh, shut up, man. And then this now is just like, she's just, Yeah, but all right. Well, next week, Kel should be back, and hopefully we'll talk about Euphoria season 2, season finale, which is episode 8. All right. We had Bel-Air. We were all expecting Bel-Air to drop their 4th episode on Monday, and then bang, they dropped it on Thursday. And now it's now been announced that Thursday is now Bel-Air, like they're going to release episodes. What were your thoughts on episode 4? This time we were trying to get together to work for Uncle Phil's his canvassing.
Yeah. Good episode. Obviously, this was more for like Will and Carlton to get along with it, really. Like, they just had to get along, do it for Uncle Phil, do it for the family. And you kind of got those vibes from the series, like the original series, like they're getting along and stuff. But it's probably too early, isn't it? Like it's episode 4. I don't know how many episodes this has, maybe 10, I don't know. But
I'll find out when you're doing that.
Yeah, but like, kind of just all right. Well, they seem to be getting along. Yeah, the first 3 episodes actually was quite heavy in terms of them just not liking each other. I suppose there has to be some arc where they actually start to get along and work together. So it's interesting seeing that.
All right, Rich, what did you think? Because obviously last week you hadn't watched
any of it.
So now you've watched all 4 episodes. What are your thoughts?
It's a fantastic TV show. Honestly, I love everything about it. I just think it's just so. I keep when I talk to people about it, people go, "No, I can't watch it. I refuse. It's no Will Smith."
Yeah.
I said, okay, you need to get past that and think of it. And it gets so it's so deep. And obviously, we're not used to seeing these characters. This is new to us. But honestly, every aspect of it, I love it. I love how Carlton. It seems it's the same type of Carlton as a preppy boy, but a disturbed Carlton.
Yeah,
you know, he's going through the process of drugs and again, not knowing himself. You know, because obviously the whole Will thing about not saying the N-word and not, all that kind of stuff about the whole black thing and everything else, and it's just seeing the true light on that. We're going deeper into everyone's life individually, and episode 4 was good. In the sense of, I think one of you guys mentioned last week, Hillary is not a Dipsy Hillary.
Yeah.
She's all about culture, and you know, what she does is for the culture. It's for you know, and I think it was episode 4 when she was offered a job, and okay. So episode 4,
3.
Oh, sorry.
Was it 3?
Yeah, she was episode last week, and she was offered the job, and then she didn't, and she went on social media.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
This one, she was going to go in the house of the influencers.
Oh yeah, the influencers house. It's mad, you know.
Yeah, so that was okay. Episode 3. Sorry, I'm getting confused. And episode 4 was just about Uncle Phil gaining support from the community, and obviously, and that's where, because to be fair, so this episode, Uncle Phil, in his own fraternity, everyone believes he's a sellout because he made money and became a successful individual who was just there to support his family, and he left everyone behind. This is where Will's interaction, not knowing Will, would kind of bring him closer back to the community and be accepted by his brotherhood again. And obviously, Will made him do the dance, and I'm pretty sure Uncle Phil, the original Uncle Phil, done the dance before. I'm sure he's done it of some sort of dance.
Yeah, Uncle Phil used to do some dancing. I don't know. I can't remember if Uncle Phil was a stepper, but he might have been.
But yeah, I think it was a really good episode. You know, obviously, like you said, bringing together with Carlton and Will, both using each other to gain leverage from the parents, and then Will noticing that Uncle Phil is not getting the right reception that he deserves from his old fraternity, and then Will stepping on stage, doing what he was doing, and Uncle Phil then getting involved in a dance routine, and everyone else getting involved. I thought, look, this show to me is, I'm actually pretty surprised how much of effect. I think it's so meaningful for me because of the original Fresh Prince, and I'm just accepting. I'm accepting everything. There's nothing that I'm pushing away. Even Aunt Viv. Aunt Viv actually sounds like Aunt Viv, the first one. I don't know if you guys noticed. She sounds the same. She's got the same accent.
Yeah, maybe that's just coincidence, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a coincidence, but it just I love it.
No, I do love it.
No, it's good, man. You definitely were mixing episode 3 and 4 though, boy.
No. I was just
because the thing is, because you watch all them at one point, like it's fine.
Yeah,
and also
because we didn't talk about it.
Yeah, and then that's why I remembered last week we didn't actually we did it no spoilers. So But what are you man thinking about? Because last week we weren't really sure about Jeffrey, But Jeffrey and Uncle Phil, secretly they're bad boys. They're secretly bad boys.
Yeah, please tell me why Jeffrey doesn't have the accent that I expect him to have.
Wow, go on. No, Jeffrey.
Yeah. I noticed that as well. I thought myself, did you just say? I had to wind it back 10 seconds. I was like, yeah, did say one. It's mad because it has I don't want to say it's woke. It's just up to modern times, really. They have to make it. It's obviously in the modern day, so they have to start just implementing like. What's the likelihood of you having a British black butler in nowadays that's going to talk like that, depending on what your environment is like? You know what I mean?
Yeah. I know, but it's just a lot. It's like, whoa, hold on. What one he's his roadman, he's hiring man to go and do certain jobs that we believe he's taken some. Because from my assumption, right. From my understanding, from what I've seen, I believe that Jeffrey has got someone to take out Will's enemy.
You think so? I didn't even think of that, you know.
What?
I didn't think of that.
That's how it seems like.
Jeffrey sensed the man.
That's dark.
This is what he said. This is what he said money was. No, bro, this is what he said. He said, this is how much money he wants. How much money are you going to give him? I didn't say we're going to give him anything. Why down the window drove off. Uncle Phil came back later. I said, I need to talk to you about security.
Yeah. And
then that's when the bridge is on the thing, the FaceTime. Like
Trey
he's dead. He's like, he's dead. He's like, Will's like, what?
I feel like I don't deserve to be here right now.
The man said, don't tell Uncle Phil and Auntie Viv, you know.
Bro, this is what I'm saying.
And then it made me smile because I remembered that Trey was actually Phil's friend from the first Fresh Prince that came to visit him from Thingy.
Yeah, and he was a comedian.
Yeah. And
was that the one where they were in the glass box? Not the glass box. When they had, it was like a friendship triangle. Yeah, in the game show.
Yeah. Well, that is Trey. Yeah, that was.
Okay, yeah.
And he got with Hillary.
Yeah. That's true. Yes.
Yeah. Jeff. Yeah. Now that you say that, Jeffrey seems more like security than a butler.
He's the one that's dealing with things, and we're gonna find out that maybe Uncle Phil isn't as clean cut as he makes out to be, boy. Because even when he spoke to me in the first episode, I'll talk to you later. I know why you're here, like there's that kind of undertone. But interesting enough, one of my friends, he actually posted on his Instagram today, like his review of Bel-Air. Well, not a review, but he spoke about it, and he said why not everything has to be like power, and not everything has to be gritty, and what black people can't just have fun and enjoy life. And I thought, interesting.
Yeah, true.
What do you mean everything has to be gritty? What does he mean by that?
I mean, in the sense that, like,
get him on here.
Power, Power, Bel-Air, all of them are quite like top boy gritty. It's like real.
Okay.
As opposed to, like where there was a time of era where your TV shows would be like, I don't know, the Cosby Show, Hanging with Mr. Cooper, all of this kind of stuff where it was just fun, bro. Like they were just about like black people can be successful and life can be fun.
That's why you got shows like Blackish, isn't it, I suppose?
Yeah, there's still TV shows out there like that, but it's what we are attracted to right now are these are the ones.
We're living in a time where TV is more risky, isn't it? Like it's just more like we're not living in that kind of time where it's just like 90s and comedy and everything. Like, you just have to address real issues now, I suppose. But because it's weird because they did address all those issues in the
Cosby Show.
original one, like in the original Fresh Prince, but it was it was touched upon very lightly. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you said, like you've got that Uncle Phil moment, like in the second episode.
Yeah, first episode.
Do you know what I mean? Whereas that took bare seasons for that to seasons. So it's like it's just, and it's a completely different take on it. It reminds me of like one of these kind of like DC Elseworld stories, like the Joker. Like this Joker that we've seen recently is just completely different, and we accepted it straight away. Do you know what I mean?
Again, there's still shows out there like the soft-hearted ones, but
100%.
It's what we're drawn to and what we want to watch. I think it's a case that we've had all those shows all our lives growing up, and it's
true. You can always go back and watch reruns.
Go back and watch reruns.
All right, guys. A series came out last week on Prime Video called Reacher. And I'm going to be 100 with you. I didn't even... It's based on a book, the Jack Reacher book series. I've read one of them. All right. And there was also a film, 2 films.
Yeah.
With Reacher, which was played by Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
I don't remember watching any of them.
I only clocked today that I said to myself, Reacher, I'm sure there's a film called Jack. When I said the word Jack Reacher, and I thought, I've heard that name before. Yeah. And I clocked, obviously, Tom Cruise had one. I feel quite.
Yeah. So I can't remember watching them, but I may have, because I do occasionally watch Tom Cruise films. But what are your thoughts on the series as a whole? It's an 8-episode series.
So, quick thing.
Yeah.
Is there any link to this, the original film from Tom Cruise?
Like as in like Easter eggs and stuff like that?
No. I'm saying no, in the sense of obviously they're based on the same character, but
I think this
film linked to it.
This series is more to the source material, or even just the image alone. Like, because I think when because I knew nothing about Jack Reacher as far as I can say. It's just a Tom Cruise film. Like, I like Tom Cruise, I'll watch it, innit, hands down. But
pause. Sorry.
But like basically, but he was obviously
No, sorry, go on. No, the only reason I said pause just then, because apparently last week I got a few phone calls saying that we left a couple pause things in and we didn't take them out. So I just don't want people to keep on messaging me again. What, you man can't say pause no more? So I apologize, man.
All right. So basically, like, even in just his stature, like that Reach is supposed to be like almost kind of just big, in it, just like monster like, and not too good looking.
And Tom Cruise
obviously Tom Cruise is a lot shorter, and he's considered as a beautiful man. Like, and then
can you pause that, please?
Then obviously because he produced it as well. Like, it's like, oh yeah, I'll star as Jack Reacher, innit? Like, fully knowing that you don't. But to be fair, those 2 films are good, you know. Can't lie, they're still good. Okay. But obviously seeing this, you're like, yeah, now this is obviously what Jack Reacher's supposed to be like. But it's mad because as much as it was action-packed, like in his physical sense, he was very sort of meticulous, clever, just unassuming. I love the dialogue in it. Like, I could literally, if it had no action in it at all, it wouldn't bother me, because it's just the guy's just barsing all day, innit?
Yeah, it's probably true.
Like, people just probably get mad, like you know, what's it called? What's the black cop's name?
Finley.
Yeah, Finley. Yeah, he was just every moment, every turn is just like, like,
Finley's a bad man. I love Finley.
Yeah.
Now, I said to myself, because when Nate said he watched episode 1, I assumed us man were just watching episode 1. and I didn't realize there's like 8 episodes, and I thought, let me watch episode 1, and I thought, no, this can't be this good, you know. Episode 1 was a straight impact. It's like boom, it sucked me in straight away. I said, no, this is fantastic, and that's when I messaged the group and said, and then obviously Merv said he's finished it, and I was like, oh my god, he told me to break every single rule, and I did it, and I watched every single episode.
No, but for me, it was that kind of TV program. Like I watched the first episode. We sat there and watched the second episode. Then like, let me go to sleep. I said, all right, you go sleep. I'm gonna watch the third episode. And then like she woke up, she was like, oh, what episode are you on? I'm like, 5. She's like, what? I fell asleep for that long? I was like, yeah, boy, I know we're gonna wake you up. And then I think she saw the final episode. She was like, what episode was this? I was like, 8. So you can watch it in your own time though, but you get me? Like it was one of those ones where I just wanted to press play and watch the next one.
No time to wait.
Yeah, it was just let's just go straight through, boy. Like I'm marking, watching at the same time. Do you know what I mean? I was watching it, I was involved. I'm not sure I like the ending, but it's all right.
What didn't you like about the ending?
I don't know, man. I don't know what it was about the last episode. Like I felt like it lacked something. I don't know, man. Like obviously, like you've done the hero thing, you walk off in the sunset and all that kind of stuff. I guess it leaves it open to be a second one.
But yeah, it's renewed for a second too.
But I don't know what you can do because like obviously this was a personal thing. Like it wasn't, like it was your brother, it was all of that kind of stuff. Or are you just going to be a hero that just goes town to town and just does a madness like you're the Equalizer?
Well,
yeah,
because if you hear what Finley said at the end was, he said that, oh, there's a lot of places like this that are corrupt, that some need people like you to go in there. And that's,
yeah.
So go on.
No, go on. No, you say.
Yeah, and to me, that was just like, that's what's literally going to happen. I don't know if he's going to become some form of agent of some sort that comes in and.
He's a wanderer, isn't it? Like he's got no loyalty to anyone. Basically, all his family's gone now, and like he said, he just carries a pair of jeans, t-shirt. Was it Western Union transfer or something like that he gets his money from? And you could see every time he emptied his pockets, it was just how he lives. This is what the content of life is like. No phone, nothing, and it just. It reminded me of old TV shows, like just episodic things, innit? But this is like, obviously, this one series just felt like one long episode. Like, you get your 18 to just like, today we're going here, we're fighting this villain and we're fighting that villain. This is just, I thought, is he going to go to different parts? But he just stayed in, was it Musgrove for the whole time? Yeah. Like, so that's what it reminds me of, and I kind of like that charm about it because it kind of just reminds me of those old TV shows where it's just like, I'm done here now. Like there will be no further relationship with him and Roscoe. Just go in there.
It's done.
Yeah, I felt for it still.
Yeah, I like their chemistry. Man.
Yeah, even him and Finley's chemistry was fantastic.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah. Finley hated him in the beginning. Full passion. You're trying to outsmart me. You're telling me about my wife. You're telling me about my smoking.
Yeah.
It was just like, how does he know this? Am I that easy to read? But obviously, man is a special agent. But I think the relationship between him and Finley was fantastic.
Yeah.
And it's a shame that, I don't know, he's lost that partner, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
He's lost that partner. But what I didn't like, I think it got to episode 7 when it reminded me of A-Team and something like that. Yeah. When it started putting the paint in his face, like they're going to war paint, and I thought it's a bit that part's a bit cheesy.
I think they just wanted to do a callback because he was a soldier, ex-soldier. They just thought let's just do something ex-soldiery to just show his full extent of what he can do in it.
Yeah, his range.
Yeah.
Man just wanted to eat pecan pie. He just wanted to eat pecan pie.
I can't lie to you, I was waiting for the whole season for him to taste that pie. And it's like, nah, it's all right, isn't it?
I'm not gonna lie, I was thinking, when is he gonna get his pie?
Well, I wanted some pie, bro. That's how deep it was.
Bro, then I started questioning. I was like, do you think I'd like pumpkin pie? Or like peach cobbler? Like, I was properly sitting there questioning, like, obviously we don't have these things over here, innit? Like, really. So I was thinking, like, pecan pie, what's in pecan pie? And I was just working it out, like, would I go, if I was randomly driving, would you stop at a random diner?
Oh, that's. I was just gonna say that I want to go on Route 66 and just stop off, and I want someone to say to me that this is the best pie in the Southwest or whatever of America, and I'll gladly eat it, and I'll lie as well. It is the best.
It's the best
Like,
pie in the
give me
whole
pie.
in the whole of
Give me
Texas.
pie.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
No, it's probably true. But what else? And please tell me the amount of walking he done in this TV show is sublime. Come like Nate.
Yeah, no, he was out here. He was out here.
I was busting up. I said, the first episode, I said to myself, this geezer is walking and it's continuing to walk. Oh yeah, it's 5.5 miles from here. I walk. I think this guy, and like I said, the guy is like 6'5". He's not small, and the guy's not even getting tired.
Yeah.
And then the disrespect, the way they was driving the Bentley around town. I thought, cool, he got a car. Then he's disrespecting the Bentley, driving it like any Rakido car. And please tell me how he stabbed that fork into the tire for it to get stuck in the tire, for the tire to go down.
No,
What kind of powers has he got?
You can explain the science of this man, innit?
Bro, you didn't see the arms, the guns, bro. The guns, bro. That was force he hit it with, bro. Yeah, because at first I thought, is the fork gonna stay in? But obviously, as the wheel moved, the fork just fell out.
Yeah, but he done that. It's like
But if you think about it, like just in the sense of even the thought of mine to do that, bro. Like I'm looking at it and I'm like, all right, look, remember he pretended to spill the coffee, he took the fork, he knew he was gonna pop the tire, everything. And I'm sitting there. I would have been locked up, tied up, all sorts, because my mind wouldn't have thought of any of those things.
Yeah.
Like I would have had to try and kick and run or something. You know, the ones there.
Yeah.
This is what I'm saying.
I know sometimes people have a lot of issues around the protagonist when they're just flawless and it doesn't feel like there's any danger coming to them. But he kind of gets away with it because even though he does think about things in advance, he'll feel that there's a sense of danger in it.
Yeah.
Because obviously he has to protect other people as well. There's still people, there's still casualties, you know, just simply because of his presence in there. But this ain't his first rodeo, is it? Clearly.
Yeah, no, definitely. What did you think of the enemy? Very quickly. I know, sorry, time's pushing on.
Who was the enemy? Oh, it's the sun, isn't it? It's the sun. You know, it felt like there was loads of enemies that I couldn't really focus on, to be fair. I don't think, he was just, I think the enemy, he just needed to be someone. Like, he clearly was no match for him, like physical wise, but I don't know, we kind of thought there was loads of enemies. We thought like Dad was the enemy, like he was the enemy, Bruce.
It's the Venezuelans.
Yeah, Governor Till. Like there was so many of them, but that's what I'm saying. Like this whole series just felt more about mind over, like brains over brawn, isn't it? Basically, so
it's all is down to money, isn't it?
Yeah,
ways of making money. It's crazy, but it's a shame. But do you know what I would like to see?
What's that?
A show about him and his brother when they were younger, because both of them were like he was probably a troublemaker when he was younger.
Too much monsters. Even the brother was a monster, bro.
Yeah.
Like you can't. It's too much, bro.
And honestly, I really wanted to find out more about those two brothers growing up and the reason why they stopped talking. I don't know why they stopped talking, because he said he hadn't seen his brother for a while.
Yeah,
but it wasn't really clear why he hadn't seen his brother for a while. Like they had an issue, or is it when the mum died? Is that the reason why? Obviously, they went to see the mum before she died.
Yeah,
and maybe they hadn't seen each other for a very long time.
Maybe they might explain it in the second season. But...
Yeah, but I just want to see those two kids, because those two kids look like each other anyway.
Yeah, they do. Yeah,
and they look like each other, and they were not scared not to fight. They're proper fighting everyone.
I like the way the fact that mum just calls him Reacher. Imagine your mum just calling you by your surname all the time. Like, what would that be?
He called the brother the first name, another one just the surname.
Yeah, Reacher.
Hey, Reacher, what are you doing? And it's always causing trouble. But I love it. I like the whole thing about the older brother saying, "Make sure you don't cry. Don't cry. Do not cry."
Yeah, now you cry. Like,
it's just deep, man. I love that. And his brother looked like him as well.
That's what I'm saying, bro. There's too much 6'5"
young-
man on TV.
Like the younger version and the older version. I thought,
Yeah.
wow, they look the same.
Yeah.
Even Reacher, there's some parts. Some parts he look like John Cena. No way.
Yeah. No, he's got that.
Spot that.
Yeah, he's got that kind of rugged square face.
Yeah, I was just like, oh, I saw John Cena there.
You can't see me.
Pick up John Cena. I'll be watching that show soon, man.
Yeah, me too.
Bruv, yeah, definitely.
Because it's getting a lot of
It's finished. The last episode was last week.
was it?
Yeah, it's
I
good.
might have to binge it.
It's good. When you do watch it, make sure you watch the intro music.
Oh yeah, listen, intro music to anything these days is must.
Like it's so, but they got a dance routine, bro. It's the only intro song. You know, like sometimes you can press skip intro. I watch that one all the time.
What's that one called again?
Peacemaker.
Peacemaker. I said Peacemaker.
All right. Well, very quickly, I know time's pushing on. We spoke. I don't even know if we spoke about it, but I think we mentioned it very briefly. There is a series called Jeen-Yuhs, which is a 3-part series, which is on Netflix about Kanye West. So they had the first episode, which came out, and the second episode comes out this week. I know Kel probably wants to say stuff, so very briefly, did you man watch it?
Yeah, Vision. Yeah, this one.
Yeah, on a scale of like what? All right, in 1 minute, Merv, describe how it made you feel or what were your thoughts on it.
Do you know, it just made me feel very nostalgic of just music in general and how crazy it's been, like, what, 20 odd years, maybe, just shy of 20 years or over, how much work this guy's put in. Just like, even that first image that you see of him as a young producer that no one really knew about, with his glasses and his hair was all different and curly and stuff. I like, to the man who is today, you just think, wow, man, you've just gone through some stuff, innit? Like, but it was just nice to see him connecting with everyone. Like, you see all the old artists and all that stuff, like Verral Williams and all that stuff. And yeah, I like that. It's very informative. Isn't it?
Rich?
Yeah, I agree with everything that Merv said. You know, just watching it literally brings me back to days of when I was really involved in the scene. That's exactly how it is, going to different places, seeing loads of different people. Look, Kanye West, back then, he was absolutely fantastic, talented individual. Honestly, there's so much about the show. Obviously, we'll probably maybe touch on it a bit later on next week when we watch the second one. There's so much about the show, that stuff that I could point out, and from a production perspective, it's just phenomenal. You know, he mastered his craft. He absolutely mastered his craft. And again, like, hearing when Kanye West first come out, just like the labels say, like, you're a producer. Mate, you're a producer. And that's how, and when I heard his album, man, I thought, oh wow, he can spit as well.
Yeah.
So it's just crazy that what I felt, the labels, like, he was going into different studios and playing his music. Yeah, listen to this. And you can see, like, they're like, bro, we don't even want to listen to it. It's the beat. Is the beat for us?
Yeah.
No, it's for my tune. But yeah, there's so much about that episode. I'd love to obviously be deep down another day, but like the retainer thing, you know, there's so much. It's funny, man. Kanye West is fucking legend, absolute legend.
All right. Well, yeah, I guess we'll do a deep dive next week. For me, I thought it was sick, and it showed us it made me miss old Kanye.
Yeah.
Like the genius that was the old Kanye. After I watched it, I was driving around listening to The College Dropout, beginning to end, start again, repeat couple tracks. That's all I was listening to. Because like it brought me back into that whole kind of, yeah, I love hip hop. I was that age, you know, all that kind of stuff. And again, like you said, he's a very genius. He does a lot of things. It was nice to see him and Donda, his mum, in there. You could see they were very loving. And I also liked that it was actually them. This was actual real footage from back in the day. It isn't some actor that's playing him. This is him, innit?
Yeah.
Imagine having a friend that says, you know what, I'm going to follow you in your travels. I'm going to record everything you do.
Yeah. Yeah. That's wicked, man.
Because I think you're going to be a genius.
Yeah.
Remember, there's no guarantee. Man gave up his job.
Yeah.
No guarantee.
It's sick, man. No, definitely. All right. Well, next week we'll definitely get into more of episode 1 and episode 2. Guys, just because I like to keep time now, guys. That's the Fully Geek Pod. That's episode 129. Say bye to the people then.
Peace,
man. Peace. Until next time.
All right, people. Rate, comment, subscribe. Also, guys, we've joined the 21st century. We've got a TikTok account. Make sure you follow us. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
We're
Peace.
TikToking.
All right.
Big up.
Peace.